Hello and welcome to the vlog for Session 5 of Pokemon Spectrum Tabletop Campaign. We were epic today!
Yes, pretty much.
Everybody worked as a team. It was really cool.
Nice.
Both humans and Pokemon alike.
Yeah, in that fight, there were a lot of good combos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Everybody participated. Everybody contributed, I think, overall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really showed like how powerful those moves can be. When I was reading the book over the week, just to think about Remy a little bit, I was like, man, some of these could really like make combat go like that. And I think we just saw it. Like if you combo up specific moves,
I will hold you.
Just that move right at the start, you're like, oh, okay, well the chase is over, right? Like,
Exactly. For 5 turns.
Yeah.
Yes. Where was
Unless
that?
they killed Lux. So.
Where were you in the Ambipom? Like when the Ambipom. Did you have that move?
He didn't have that move
Yeah,
yet.
he didn't have that move.
He wasn't level 20 yet.
Yes.
And...
So now next time you see the Ambipom.
and I almost took Yutzi Charm instead. Now I'm happy I didn't.
Yes.
No, yeah, Remy... seeing him like try to smoke cloud and then just run into the
He was like, I'm gonna be stealthy. Oh,
jeez. Yeah.
What were you saying about Remy?
I was gonna say Remy didn't attack in that, but it's good. He didn't need to. Yeah.
I was waiting for you to put him to sleep. Like nightmare. Darn it.
Hypnosis. Yeah.
Roma, you were trying to say something?
I like the fact that it was mostly the humans in that fight, not the Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that too.
Cassie has no moves, though.
Neither does Tiffany.
If we can kill a person,
I will drag him away.
Cassie was able to grab a very valuable piece of information, though, which was very good. Which is very good. What, Riz, when I explained the eye thing, did you immediately think...
I thought about Ditto.
You thought about Ditto immediately when the eye thing... Yeah, makes
Because I was
sense.
like, well, the only transformation that I can think of, and therefore Cassie could think of, and that like had a feature like that was Ditto.
Okay.
So, but the issue was like, if the lieutenant hadn't told Cassie, I don't think she would have had a way to have verified that for herself.
Mm-hmm.
And so it still would have just been a constant like question.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good that they had already been able to run like preliminary tests and have that much about like a Ditto present.
Yeah. Thoughts about any of the dream stuff?
Stuff with Molly and Chase was pretty neat. Because it's like, okay, so I'm starting to get a sense of what the 12 means, but I'm not sure. Not sure how that's.
What do you think the 12 means?
I think he's looking for 12 people who escaped from whatever situation happened at the orphanage.
Okay.
Because I'm one of them, and apparently Jenny's one of
one of them. Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't remember it.
Yeah, he knows
and that's weird.
Mm-hmm. So that's the mystery. Misery and mystery.
Yeah, that's what threw me off that track too. Was like,
well, and that Hark is turning things. Like I have thoughts about it now, but I was definitely confused still at the beginning of the episode. I think I was piecing the possibility of something when Chase lifted his shirt just so that Kyle Jenny could see his name, just to see if he acknowledged it, and then I could ask him if he actually knew me. Like, did he even know Whitestone? Because at this point, we're talking about doppelgangers. We're talking about people's memories being all switched up. Chase found out about Noir being from a different dimension. So there's dimension hopping going on, and they are all sharing the same dream in a dream world. And at this point, he's like, I don't think any of us are from this dimension. Like, I don't think any of us are supposed to be here, And so he doesn't know if he's confused about that or if he knows it as fact. But that's where the way I play, that gives me a little bit of liberty of like making conjectures, because I could say them as if they're fact, but don't, you know what I mean? That's not because I know something. I'm just, Chase believes it, and when he believes something, he goes for it. So, yeah, I was hoping to get in at like the sandbox thing, just a connection with the first name that Chase used, just so that at least the players were aware of what might be going on with the names. The fact that he mentioned Warren Meadows. The idea that the names in the real world aren't the names he actually conceals. Like he conceals those real names when possible.
Is Ian with an N or an M?
It's an
No.
M.
M, like William.
M. Yes.
Yes.
It's a play on I am and then one of the 12 names sort of thing.
Yes.
I am whatever.
Yes.
So that's why he even says, like, at this point, he doesn't know if that's his real name, but that's the name
Yeah.
he believes is the real name.
Thoughts on the fact that you two remembered your past differently?
Hmm.
Yes.
Thoughts on that?
Curious about that.
I was waiting for one of you to say something that would contradict what actually you think, what you believe happened, and none of you did, so I had to sort of insert that in later.
Hmm.
So now that you know that there's some inconsistencies, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think either of your memories are right? Do you think either of your memories are true at all?
I'm gonna let Roma go first there.
Well, they both clearly have issues with remembering something from back then. So who knows? Maybe they both could be wrong.
Hmm.
Like all three of them could be wrong somehow.
Yeah, Chase doesn't believe he's wrong. So he believes his memories are the right ones, and everything else is messed up around him at this point.
But at the moment, I don't think Molly even realizes that what he remembers is different than what she remembers.
So Molly
Stuff was going
did.
down in Whitestone. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so she did go to Whitestone, though. I think that's when I mentioned Whitestone to Jenny, and I looked at Molly. I was trying to. I just wanted to see if that information was, if Molly knew Whitestone, or does she remember a different one?
I'm pretty sure she does.
Molly does.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle,
So,
for whatever
okay, so
reason, does not remember
not.
Whitestone. For whatever reason, he does not. But he remembers that he was in a foster
he
system.
was in a
He was an
foster
orphan.
home.
He remembers that.
Those butterflies,
Mm-hmm.
those butterfly effects. Let me tell you, skip going to Whitestone, and your whole life changes around. You don't become a jackass bully. This is. Well, another thought is like, well, there better not be 12 Chases out there. Like, if there's 13, like from Chase's perspective, it's like, are there 13 universes happening like around him right now? Because he's really messed up at this point. He doesn't know what to trust or believe, but he's going forward presuming that he doesn't want to see another Chase. Like seeing the doppelganger turn into a Chase was probably horrifying for him.
I'm pretty sure though, if they like happened upon each other, they both just stare for a second and then turn and run opposite directions.
Zoinks!
Jump out the nearest building.
Yes.
Jeez.
And then they'll like charge at each other, but like more run, and then they'll like,
Mm-hmm.
and there's buildings that.
Can we do one of those Inception jumps where you kind of hit and then flip around?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm glad all the secrets were forced out at the beginning of the session. I do enjoy that, because I thought that was going to be a long tail effect for all of us, and I'm like, I don't know how long all of us can hold up a charade where we're all lying all the time.
Yeah.
Like, this is so at least we can lie to other people, but in terms of us five, I felt like that was a good point. Right?
I felt the need to try to get a lot of this your in character. I'm sorry. Your out of character known secrets out so that I can introduce the other secrets. Because there's a lot of other secrets that I need to. I want to try to answer some things so that I can start asking. I want to answer some mysteries so the new mysteries can come in. So, which it's already starting. A lot of the new mysteries are now starting, and I wanted to get those out of the way so we can move on to.
The stuff that's actually going to mess us up as players.
The stuff that's actually going to mess you up as players, because you didn't know those are coming. So a lot of your known secrets are out. Not all of them, but many of them.
And I enjoyed that scene with Cassie and her mom. I thought that was fun.
Yeah, I like to. I was curious to see. It's one thing for Riz to tell me that he had a little bit of a falling out with his mom, but I wanted to see it. I wanted to see.
I'm fine with my mom, by the way.
Yeah.
Right.
But I wanted to see what actually happened between Cassie and her mom.
Yeah, and I didn't actually think that we would get to play it out. I thought maybe at best, I'd like have to describe it like in character.
Yeah.
But,
I thought it would be more powerful if you actually showed it.
Yeah, no, I
And
thought it was good.
I liked it. I thought that you did a great job, and
You too.
oh well, thank you. Thank you. I know I've met Riz's mom, and I'm nothing like Riz's mom, but Riz's mom is super sweet.
She is. She's very nice.
You need to ask her off camera about her doll project. The doll project she was working on when.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll talk about that later. But anyway.
No, and so with that too, and then seeing the text at the end, Cassie feels much more at ease about all of that.
That's.
I mean, first just with the scene, with them, getting all the Team Rocket stuff out there, that's a weight off her shoulders for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, after that, she was much more casual and relaxed when talking about that sort of thing, because it's like, oh, well, they accepted so nicely, and we have to do this anyway. So,
Yeah.
But then her concerns with her mom, if there hadn't been a text, then she would have texted or even called her by this point. But
Yeah.
it was very much put at ease.
I was delaying the text because I wanted to find out how your argument went, how that scene went, because that determined the tone of what she sent you back. And it seemed like you guys ended on a relatively okay, but estranged. It was okay, but it's still a strange position.
Yeah, like some other things would happen afterward.
Right.
To get Cassie to leave and everything, but
the fact that you texted your mom makes me think that she still could call you, or if she wanted to, and you would actually pick up the phone. Is that a yes or a no? Or is this your first time contacting her since you left?
I wouldn't say it's the very first time, but it's few and far between kind of thing.
Okay.
And it was especially in this case because, she still does care about her mom. Like, she didn't leave because she stopped caring or whatever. And so just the thing, yes, I was there, I was involved, but I'm fine,
Okay.
Just so she's not worrying because she doesn't want to cause her mom extra trouble.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, that's why she didn't respond right away. In game.
So, like,
go ahead.
If her mom were to call, she could see on her phone, obviously, and everything, it would be one of those things where it's like she'd be hesitant and, concerned, like immediately jumping to what this could be about. Like, she wouldn't expect a casual thing, really.
Got it.
But yeah, she would answer, I think.
Okay.
Depending, of course, on the situation.
Cool. Anything else?
I was
Is
I was a little sad. I was a little sad to see that the Pokemon didn't play a huge part, but they'll be in the next part. So.
Yeah, I wanted them to, but as you can see, the session was going long as it was.
Yeah.
And
I didn't think they could have played a huge part without breaking in, but they all agreed not to do that.
Yeah.
I had hoped we would have cut back to them at some point, have a few little conversations, but yeah, it was a long session.
We can.
Yeah, like you was just kind of sitting on top of a building, like you're probably just going like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we aren't.
I missed being on walls. Oh right, the time I heard Tiffany. That's why I'm not allowed on walls.
We're not gonna jump immediately into the Pokemon contest in the next session. I think the first hour and a half. I'll say maybe the first hour and a half of the session will be wrapping things up from this last arc, and that can include the reaction that the Pokemon are having from everything, in addition to some little things. So
yeah, there's a few conversations I want to have with Flux. So
right, so we'll spend a little bit of time on that, and then we'll probably jump like ahead a few weeks at least. We'll probably just ahead a few weeks, because if Tiffany is going to apply, she'll send her application within 2 days. They'll get back to her. They'll schedule the contest for you to audition for this position, and you'll be against Jefferson, and that'll be interesting to see. Not just Jefferson, but other candidates. So
of course.
We'll see how that goes. So that's my plan.
We're going to be time skipping then?
We'll be time skipping, yeah.
Okay, would we be able to determine like what our characters are doing in that time?
Yes.
Yep.
I basically just want to have Cassie doing a bunch of research because she's like blown away by all this stuff that's happening.
You can. Is she applying to Prism Labs is my question.
I think that she'd probably have a word actually with the lieutenant about that and ask to be kept in the loop.
Sure.
Because if he's involved, like Aspen is involved in a negative sense, it probably wouldn't be the best to apply to that right away.
Sure.
Bull, insider.
I can be a spy. I can be your eyes. Undercover.
I mean, if Lieutenant even would suggest something like that, but,
something undercover might actually, you would get paid by both Prism Labs and by the cops.
Are you proud of me now, Mom?
Are you proud of me now? I used to work for a terrorist government. Now I'm working undercover for the... Yes.
Yep. So yeah, if you want to take some time to decide what might happen and then let me know, then I can better determine what she does in that skip period.
If you're undercover, then that means your name doesn't have to be Jenny and your hair doesn't have to be blue. So,
yeah.
Oh, come on. Tiffany could dye it. No problem. Come over.
Blue hair, red bandana.
There we go. So Ella, I have to say, your the interrogation between Noir and Kyle, I mean, you role played it great. As a GM coming into this, I didn't expect for Noir to give away that much information to Kyle. I did not expect her to say as much as she did.
I didn't either.
I was like, wow, she's telling him a lot.
Hence, spamming the chat, lawyer.
Yeah,
lawyer?
She is the easiest person to coerce.
The mind reader is the easiest person to coerce. The mind reader, yes.
Well, she was like in a very emotional state at that point in time. Yes. Like, she didn't know where any family was. She's just like, anything I can tell you to like get me find out where my family is, and like, and she also had the feeling like the interrogation's like, oh no, you think I did something. Mm-hmm. I just need to just try and like say anything I can do to get out of this.
Well, the lieutenant was just as stressed out as you were. He was trying to keep things as even keel as possible because that's part of his job. But I think internally he was getting really frustrated. Like, okay, seriously, girl, just tell me what happened. And so I think it was awkward for both of them.
And then he has to deal with people like Cassie and Tiffany too, who are both like, we don't have to answer your questions.
Yes.
Exactly.
We don't have to answer you. We don't trust you.
It was a good thing Nevi was there.
It's not that she doesn't trust him. It's just this isn't following protocol.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
And you hear all sorts of those, horror stories about like people getting, falsely accused and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like being tricked into pleading guilty or whatnot, kind of deal.
Right.
Yeah. And plus, Nord has like uneasy relationships with cops because like her mother was a cop and she didn't really have a very good relationship with her mother.
Aww.
And
is Tiffany the only one that doesn't have issues with cops in the present?
Yes.
Like, the police are our friends. What's your guys' problem?
Part of a terrorist organization.
Oh, right.
Part of a cover-up that hasn't been resolved in 14 years.
Like, that's some issues.
She really is the odd one out with this group.
And we're like, so what crime did you do? Oh, shoplifted a little bit.
Like,
okay.
Okay.
Molly's like amateur.
Pretty much.
Oh, gee.
And Tiffany and Cassie, I believe, are the only ones now who don't know about the whole dimensional thing with Noir, right? Because we hung back to talk to the psychic.
The revolution.
Do you want
we
to?
learned about the revolution.
I'll leave it up to you if off camera you like share knowledge that you picked up.
Yes.
Are you going?
Also, that's a good point. I'm assuming we've all exchanged phone numbers now, except for Chase, who doesn't have one yet.
I can see, between like in the time of the time skip, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was actually.
Well,
still didn't really know.
Big money bags Cassie here might be able to buy him his own phone now. after she's
if I get 2 jobs.
She's getting the 2 jobs. Big. She's gonna tell Noir one day, be like, you know what? I don't need to live here anymore. I can buy my own apartment.
The whole complex.
The whole complex.
Yeah, I was under the impression that Tiffany and Cassie actually had already known about the dimension thing. I thought we were the last ones. We just got it. So. We just got it from an emotional perspective. I thought you guys got it in the dream world. while Molly and I were in it.
Cassie just in the dream world, they just learned that like Noir was basically experimented on and stuff, and then ran away from all that, and is now hiding, from the monitors and everything by saying her rank's lower. Nothing about dimensions or Giratina or anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not even anything
Or
about
Hoopla. Or
Hoopla, yes.
Well,
Best-
now the
best.
hoopla thing makes sense.
Oh, the picture. It's Hoopa.
Meanwhile,
and
Tiffany's
Hoopla,
like
but-
big crystal,
Hoopa.
shiny things. Prism Labs.
Yup.
Yes.
Although, why is that her, Doris? A good question.
That is a good
Yeah.
question.
yeah.
I did like that Molly and Nora are kind of bonding over family stuff now too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't really see Nor like bonding so closely with Molly, but like after that chat, like Nor's much better disposition towards her compared to like how they were when they first met. So cool.
Yeah, it's like we had the chat last session and then the chat this session.
Yeah, it's building up.
And then Noir ended up saving Molly.
True. Yeah. Which was really cool, by the way.
Actually, how does Noir feel about? Do you have a problem if I'm a psychic? No. You? No. You? Not really. Chase. Problem.
Oh, I love the conflict between Chase and Noir. I love that.
No, just more. If Noir was expecting more, they don't like me because telepath or some insight into Noir's head.
I mean, Chase doesn't have a problem with it as long as it's not being used against him, but it's being used to forward, like push us forward. Then yeah, I mean, use yourself as a weapon, right? I mean,
Says the man who cracked a rib this session.
I understand the irony of it all. Oh, you're experimented on, so it could be made into a weapon. Yeah, no, be a weapon for us though, and it's cool.
Because we're clearly the good guys.
Like,
Yeah, that's how you made the comment.
Exactly.
Yeah, you made the comment, Riz, about how about just doing it and fighting for good. I mean, at that point in character, I was like, I don't know if what I'm doing is for good. I just know what I'm doing is for the truth. I need the truth, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it the way I know how, which is
Batman has one goal.
strangely enough, probably influenced by the Jet Black encounter at the end of the day. Like, here's a guy who surrounded himself to empower himself so that he could get what he wanted, and I have a feeling that memory stuck with him. So, and I have. Sorry.
Continue.
No, I was gonna say every character that like the names I have, minus this new one. I mean, they all have a byline to them, and that byline is I'm trying to use that as a kind of an influence on how Chase interacts with things. Mm-hmm. Like each of those characters is part of his personality to a certain degree.
What characters?
The 12 names.
Okay.
So what's Molly's influence then? Or we're not allowed to know yet?
It'll come up in
Okay,
responses.
it's coming.
I thought it was going to come up this episode of the sandbox, so I have it. But yeah.
Okay. It's coming. I'm fine.
Anything else?
Discord, tell me.
Well, in the meantime, what people think, I was just going to ask if anyone else found it amusing when he was repeatedly referred to as Jack Black.
Yeah, Hark. Yeah, he said it like 2 or 3 times. You can't say Jack Black instead of Jet Black.
When
Jack
Chase
Black.
met Jack Black, I'm like,
Jack
really?
Black.
That sounds like a fun time.
Jack Black. Oh, okay. I
Much different.
missed that. Jet Black. Jack Black.
It's like, why doesn't he talk about that more often? That's how you start conversations.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I mean the whole the thing with Noir and Chase too, when she was opening up about the dimensional stuff, like I think that was throwing him off because it was so honest and it was so far fetched and crazy that I mean either only a crazy person could be saying something like this, but he understood her more because of that, because of how crazy it sounded. And he's got a weird reversal of polarities when it comes to trying to decipher logic. And for him, it was like, I've been an ass to her, And for that moment, he's like, I'm not gonna put some pressure on her anymore, So
So it was just in the same sense that to him, Tiffany was the most mysterious, right?
yeah,
Just that kind of reverse logic bit.
Yeah.
You got to be hiding something. You can't be straightforward like this.
Yet she is.
For now.
For now, true.
There's a door with a prison behind it, and there's
Yes.
prison labs. So
Thoughts?
Gonna become a hardened criminal.
Thoughts on the singing woman? Apparently, is not a Jigglypuff.
yes, so I read the Blessed Guide like pretty thoroughly during the week, just to immerse myself in gods, and I could swear I came across one in there that could do something like this. And I was trying to look it up while playing, but I didn't want to get distracted because you were dropping a lot of info that I needed to take in.
That'd be like,
And then on top of it, I didn't want to metagame, but I'm like, does anyone know if there's a legendary out there that does have a way of influencing people, or is tied to creativity or dance, or there's like a woman-shaped
What library
something
manager up in
legendary.
the chat?
Meloletta.
Meloletta.
Meloetta.
Meloetta, sorry.
So out of character, I was going there.
You think it's Meloetta herself?
I think it's or an aura of Meloetta trying to influence something that's going down.
Okay.
And by extension, is there a god war? Is there a god problem right now with this world, or what's going on? Because you got Fabian with potentially tied to Cresselia. I started wondering, are there different aura agents for these gods, and are they on working out the turf or something?
Well, there are different avatars according to Blessing and the Damned.
Yeah.
So I recommend anyone who
Indian
hasn't read that
Avatar?
read that book again.
I'll get on that.
It may or may not have some significance, maybe.
Contest rules first.
Yeah, contest first.
You gotta do the contest first, then we can go back to the adventure.
No, Cassie's doing her
Gods,
research.
nah.
'Cause the
it's all about the
contest-
contest.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Remy in that contest.
Oh, that should be fun.
Remy has
How
been
easily does Remy take stage direction?
We'll find out.
Just put him in the cool category.
Remy's coat is pretty pristine, so
He does
I
take care
mean
of his
his
coat.
coat is he does
Yes.
take his physically he does pretty well. So does everybody else think that same thing about the woman, that she's some sort of Meloetta avatar, I guess?
I'll have to look into what avatar means in this context, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
Because I was just thinking it was a human using, again, a Pokemon
Yes.
move, much like we've seen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that happened this session.
Or it could be another splicing.
Exactly.
Yes. So Riz, you got your scientific explanations today.
Yes.
There definitely was a lot of science going on, and it's not going to be the last. There's going to be a lot of sciencey things, I'm sure, in
Good.
the future.
Okay, Tiffany's
both I
comfortable
was
with
excited, and Cassie got excited. Honestly, at the end, talking about
Yes.
Richard Aspen and Prism Labs and everything, even though it was kind of incriminating on his part, she was like, "Oh, that's so cool! Like this stuff is like
Yeah.
going."
Yeah, my dad was kind of talking about this very thing. I don't think there's a connection, though. There can't possibly be a connection.
Oh, there's a connection, but that'll come in more after the coolness fades away. It's like, now there are consequences.
Yeah.
Right.
Because first it's like, and technological advances, innovation, but also this.
Yes.